Today we learned that in November, voters in South Dakota may once again have the chance to legalize marijuana in the state for adults age 21 and over.
The group South Dakotans for Better Marijuana Law is submitting petitions containing over 29,000 signatures in support of that ballot initiative, which did fail in the 2022 election. Today, John Gaskin is catching up with both men who were spearheading the charges for and against it. He joins us in the studio with more. Hey, John.
Hi, Sam. Matthew Schweik is still the director for the group, hoping to make cannabis legal for all adults, not just those with state approval to use it for medicine. And he appears confident that the third consecutive attempt in a state election for this to cross the finish line will be a charm.
I think to a large extent the debate has been had in South Dakota. Voters have heard from both sides for a number of years now.
In 2020, South Dakotans voted 54% in favor of recreational marijuana. But Governor Kristi Noem led the charge to declare the amendment unconstitutional, which the state's Supreme Court upheld. 2 years later, a new measure was defeated 53-47. Schweik chalks that up to a 20% lower voter turnout in 2022. A non-presidential election.
We believe that when more voters participate in a decision, that better reflects the will of the people.
Jim Kenyon is the chairman of Protecting South Dakota Kids, a nonprofit group once again opposing a legal cannabis amendment.
We've pretty clearly indicated this is not what we want as a state, but again, the industry has a motive and an intention, and it seems to be contrary to the well-being of our state, our kids, our communities, and our public safety.
The motivation for making marijuana legal for all, Kenyon claims, is purely financial.
And it will not make us healthy, wealthy, wise. This drug does not do that. So to keep presenting as if that's what the objective of this industry is a joke. They're after our money.
Medical marijuana has been sold legally in South Dakota for almost 2 years, and at least a couple dispensary owners have told us it has not been profitable. Legal recreational cannabis would open doors for these same dispensaries to sell to a much larger market.
So this is not what we want. This is not the public will. Obviously, there are segments of our country in communities like Denver, in Seattle, and California, and Washington, D.C., they're dealing with the toxic aftermath of this horrible decision that they've done to their own state.
Schweik says that if the claims of endangering kids and public safety are true, those states would have repealed those laws. None have.
So they're welcome to go ahead with their sensationalist, over-the-top, doom and gloom tactics. We're going to stick to the facts, and we're really going to focus more so on what type of electorate is going to show up and what we can do to shape that electorate.
Now, this all comes on the heels of last week's news that the DEA is moving to reclassify marijuana as a far less dangerous drug than it is considered now, from the same class as heroin to on par with substances like aspirin and codeine. Attorney General Marty Jackley confirmed to us that this would not make any impact on the way South Dakota's marijuana laws are enforced. What would, Jackley says, is if voters in November approved the legalization of recreational marijuana. Sam?
John Gaskin for us this evening. John, thank you.